This is very new. I'm going for a run. I'm in Hawaii, and I have to say, I've never gone for a run with a drone and talked, but I thought this would be really cool, maybe really useful. It's going to be an absolutely beautiful run. It also reduces often the injury risk. And so, for example, because I'm in Hawaii and it's absolutely gorgeous at sunset, but I also was curious if you were on a treadmill, you were doing some training at home, or you just wanted some running tips, how this would work. You get to follow along my run, and for the next 8K, I can give you tips on how to be better at running, things you can add, maybe to help your recovery, all sorts of tips, techniques, things that I hope you can start to add to your training, make a difference, help you be better at running, and just hopefully help you enjoy your training more. Let's be honest, running can be tough, it can be stressful, but days like today, this is my evening run. I just get to go nice and easy, no pressure. This morning I had to run steady. Hey guys, but
You're an animal.
thank you. But tonight I just get to jog along, nice and easy, no pressure, enjoy the nice views, and really just talk to you guys. Nothing ambitious, just get a little run going. But like I said, I'm in Hawaii, it's beautiful, and I wanted to make the most of being out here, show you guys a bit more of Hawaii. But my first tip, I'm on a double run, and so sometimes people aren't really sure when they could build perhaps double runs in to their training. And so my advice would be, if you're injury free, and that means you've had no little problems lately, your body's in a good place, you can add in some extra running. A lot of the times that people add in a second run is basically to add more aerobic training, which helps you get fitter, but it also, if you do it in a double run, it also reduces often the injury risk. And so, for example, if oh, that hurt like shit. Oh, stacked it. Oh, guys, that really hurt. All right, let's try again. All right, where was I? The double run. So, wow, I'm a little bit sore, but it's okay. It's just a few scratches. And so the reason you want to add in that double run, I can hopefully take you guys down by the beach. I need to stop worrying about where the drone is and watch my feet. But, so your double run, you might do it to supplement volume, and that means you've decided you want to add more training to your weekly mileage, volume, but perhaps you're already doing 6-mile runs, 7-mile runs, etc., etc. And so one way to do it, let's say on a Monday, you normally run 6 or 7 miles. What you might choose to do is to run 5 miles in the morning, get up before work, and then that evening you could do 4 or 5 again, And obviously if you do the maths, you've done more volume that day than you normally would, but your body has got a little bit of, call it like rest, release during the day, and that's going to help lower that injury risk. If you already know that you're walking a bit of a tightrope with injuries, and that means lately you know that your body's been a little bit beat up, etc., etc., it's been talking to you, you might want to add in a bit more recovery focus. So think about if you're going to add more training. So let's rewind. You need to start keeping track of how much training you're doing per day, per week, per month. This is going to help you learn how much your body can handle, and therefore in future how much you can add safely without getting injured. What a lot of people do that they often end up regretting is adding in more running because they want their next race result to be better, and they don't pay attention to, can I handle this? Have I done this amount of running in the past and not got injured? And what ends up happening is they get hurt, their body breaks down, and that ends up leading to not the better race that they had in mind. That ends up leading to no race, because injured, put it this way, far better to miss a couple of extra runs than to miss 1 or 2 full weeks of training that disrupts the psychology. You lose fitness, there's no doubt about it. All round an absolute disaster if you have to miss a couple of weeks. And so start to keep track of how much running you do each day, how many days per week, how many runs per week, how much mileage per week. And then you can start to think about how much could I add. Perhaps you might want to add some training, like I said, as a double run, but maybe you just want to increase some of the distances of those runs. And my last tip on that might be that you actually add some cross training to your program. And so if you already know that you're walking a bit of a tightrope with training, and perhaps you've felt a few niggles lately, well then be very careful and maybe consider adding in some cross training to your program. And what cross training does is allows you to build aerobic endurance, aerobic fitness. You can bring your fitness levels up. You're watching me running right now. Every time my body lands on the ground, it's contact, right? So every time foot strikes the ground, you're putting 3 times your own body weight through your muscles. So when you cross train, maybe you bike, maybe you row, maybe you go on the elliptical machine or swim, even better, you get to work the heart while not putting those forces through the body. A lot of injuries that people are getting is because of trauma and force to the body. And basically, contact, body weight going through the muscles, the pounding, the up and down, that's what's causing most people's injuries. And so, if you want to add more training, but you don't want to get injured, like I said, start to consider some cross training, or you can think about those double runs, and that might help you build a bit more fitness while staying healthy. But, and the big but, if you're not keeping an eye on how much you're doing, it's impossible to know A, what works for you and what doesn't, and B, how much you can do safely without picking up little injuries. And I'm not talking about the injuries that I now have, which maybe I'll show you, having ran for 10 minutes without showing you the damage of that fall. Hold on. Oh no, guys, would you look at that? My poor little body. Can I go lower? Hang on. Yeah. I have a few scuffs. Look at my hand. How do I look into the camera? God, I'm like a... Yeah, I don't think I can go much closer. Yeah, sorry if you don't like blood, but it's okay. I'll be alright. Alright, let's get going again. So, like I said, we're not talking about injuries in terms of that was well, I don't know if I'm allowed to say that was an accident, because let's be truthfully honest, it's not really an accident when you're staring at a drone having a conversation with a screen. But what we're looking to cut down on for you guys is those injuries that you're getting from overtraining. And we're not overtraining. A lot of people are getting injured from overtraining because they don't actually know how much training their body can handle. And because they don't know how much training their body can handle, they end up doing too much. This is what happens. You get this new lease of life, this new motivation. Thank you, buddy. Thanks a lot. You get this new lease of life, this motivated self. And the way most runners, they go through what's called peaks and valleys. You get all motivated, you decide, I want to be better, I'm going to train really hard. And so what you do is for a couple of weeks, you push, and then you lose a bit of motivation, and you stop. And during that period that you stop, your body loses its ability to handle training. And because you lose that ability to handle training, when you get all psychologically motivated the next time, that's awesome. That's super exciting. I'm sure you're delighted, but your poor little body isn't. And so, how I suggest you get better is don't take those periods off. If you've lost a bit of motivation, sure, you might not feel like running, but if you just get out the door a couple of days a week, it's going to protect your body's, call it robustness, that durability, that ability to handle training without getting injured, the pounding, The more running you do, the better you teach your body to handle the pounding. Like I just said, 3 times your body weight is going through every footstep. And so even if you go through bad patches, I'm not suggesting that you're not allowed to, call it, get demotivated. What I'm telling you is don't give up on running completely, because what will happen is when that motivation comes back, and let's be honest, it nearly always does, you're going to be super motivated to get out and run, but your poor body that's lost all its robustness will end up getting injured because you've lost that robustness and that ability to handle all that good training that's going to build the fitness to let you run, hopefully, that personal best. Oh, sorry guys. Don't steal my drone. All right, so we're still going out in this direction. This is a beautiful run. Now, my next tips would be how to structure a week's training. And so tonight, all I'm doing is some easy aerobic running. Do I have my phone? Let me tell you what my heart rate is. I have my heart rate connected to the phone because if I'm honest, I didn't have enough pockets between mics, drone batteries. So my heart rate's 145 right now. To be fair, it's hot and humid, and that would throw it up a little bit. But how you want to structure a week's training is basically, the key word I'm going to use is variety. And so if you're new to running and you don't know what variety is, if you don't know how to structure a week's training, which, let's be honest, it's not the easiest thing to know if you're new to anything. Sometimes it's just difficult to know what to do. And so variety means lots of different things. You want to change the speed that you run on different days. You want to change, hold on, we have to change battery. Okay, we're back. I keep forgetting to pause Strava, so let me pause it again. Oh my goodness. All right, let's open the gate. It's an open gate. Through we go. Is the drone gonna lose me or is it not? Come on, drone. Oh, it's got me. All right, get Strava going again. So this is the nicest part of the run, which is why I wanted to take you here. I also broke the drone battery. Of course, that's the side I landed on. And so this might be the last drone video we do, because I might not get that drone battery back out of the drone now that I've squeezed it in. But this reminds me of Jurassic Park, the bird cage. You might see some birds up here. In fact, some birds up here might attack the drone. But let's talk about variety. Vary speed of runs. Vary the distance of runs. And so some days you can go train and it might be interval training, tempo training, and so you'll run a bit faster. Some days you'll go train and all you're gonna do is run super easy, super slow for recovery. Vary the terrain. Some days you might want to run on sand. Some days you might want to run on road. Try to train on the terrain that you might be thinking about racing, but by varying all these factors, hey buddy, by varying all these factors, you're teaching your body and muscles all different ways to work. And so some days your muscles will be supported by the tarmac. Some days when you're on sand, as you'll see in a minute, they're gonna have to work a lot harder. If you're doing some shorter runs, but they're a bit quicker, your muscles are gonna work in a different way. If you're doing a longer run, but it's a bit slower, again, your muscles, your aerobic capacity, it's gonna work in different ways. And you can also combine days. So you can have a longer run day, but you include a little bit of speed. Basically, here's how running works. Oh my God, I'm on the sand. The first time, oh, I've gone the wrong way. I'm going to the beach. Let's go back. The first time you add in a stimulus, the body loves it. It absorbs it. It says, thank you very much. That was amazing. We're going to get better. The next time you do it, not as effective. Third time, fourth time, fifth time, I think the birds might eat me alive. Nowhere near as effective. And so what you want to do is test it in lots of different ways, break the body down in lots of different ways, and that way it's constantly getting hit, like almost like stung by a bee, but in different ways that break it down. And then how you get better at running is after you've broken the body down, when it recovers, you're stronger, you're better, you're all round a better athlete because of that cycle. Break it down, let it recover, break it down. Oh my God, the sand. Let it recover. And as I said, you'll gradually get better and better through repeating that cycle. Now, be careful with injuries. And so if you want to break the body down, be willing to recover. Add in recovery. I mean recovery runs. I mean massage. I mean ice baths, Epsom baths. If you don't know much about recovery, go to my website, Jogging Room. And by the way, look at that view. But if you don't know much about recovery, go to joggingroom.com. You'll see all kinds of self-massage routines, foam rolling routines, heaps of tips on how you can add in what I call recovery protocols into your training to help you get better. Like I said, you want to train hard, you got to recover harder. You want to train hard, you got to be willing to put time into recovery. I hope we can go left up here because I've ran way too far out in this direction just to show you guys that amazing view. All right. Hey guys. Oh, it's windy. All right, let's go this way. Okay, so a lot of wind, so I'm gonna call it there. I don't want you to battle the wind. You won't be able to hear me. I also know the drone is starting to run out of battery, but let me see if I can say goodbye. Come on, darling. Okay, guys, that's a bye from me. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you gained something useful out of it. We're gonna call it a run with Skull in Hawaii. I'm gonna battle the wind back. I'm all beat up, scars, I fell, bless me, but like, subscribe if you enjoyed this. I'll do more. Let me know in those comments. Take care. Have a great training week. Be kind to yourself. Running so difficult. Stop beating yourself up and enjoy it. If you enjoyed today's video, don't forget you can check out joggingroom.com. There's warm-up routines, activation routines, all those running drills that you've just seen. 12 hours of tips and tutorials, over 60 lectures, nutrition, recovery, strength conditioning, all things running. Check it out. You won't be disappointed, and I guarantee you'll run better if you join the class.